chucking the stream over to the correct screen, and here we are. Welcome everyone to game 1 in round 1 of the Ayre Age League season 1 between ACCM and K4SVA. ACCM in the bottom of the map picking the Huns, interesting, and his opponent K4SVA in the red in the top of the map picking the Mongols. Mongols very good civ for this map because you start with 3 boar and a larger deer patch. Mongols, of course, get their 40% faster hunters. What do you think about the civ matchup right here?
I think if it goes to it's always a question with Mongols. Like Mongols, despite of the hunt, they don't have a great eco. They struggle in Castle Age, which is where Huns are shining. So it all depends on Castle Age. But if I would just have to say which one I think is stronger, I definitely go with Mongols. I don't think that actually Huns can stand Mongols if the Huns don't get a huge Castle Age lead.
I completely agree with you, actually. I feel like the early game for Mongols is just stronger on this map. Like, if this was Arabia, maybe 50-50, but it's not Arabia. Yeah. So
exactly. And, like, also, Scandinavia is a very tight map. Like, you have an easy wall of. I want to point out, though, let us talk a little bit about the map. Initially, when I saw the starting positions, I would have favored K4SVA, but the more I'm thinking about it, I don't know. What do you say, considering the starting positions?
Well, I'm seeing 3 gold spots on one screen on the front of K4SVA's base, and it's very open, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the look of that. I would say with the gold spots on their own, ACCMs are a little bit safer, but they're on the further to the right. So I mean,
yeah.
It's also got that ready yuck gold fort. I don't know. To be honest,
ACCM was walking a village forth and back and didn't know where to go. But what I was thinking initially was like K4SVA has the much easier access to fish, which I like.
True.
But on the other side, his gold is just absolute. Like,
it's
remind me, please. How many rees do these guys have?
The players get 1 restart each.
1 ree. If I would be K4SVA and I would see this, then he knows it. I would have thought about it at least.
Yes, of course.
Because this is hard. On the other side, it is also wallable, but poor. Like, you gotta be confident.
K4SVA just getting a few hits off on ACCM Scout. ACCM not too bothered about it though. I wonder if he's looking to lame. There is laming is allowed in this tournament, unlike some other higher level tournaments.
Well, it doesn't look like at the moment. There's no laming going on. K4SVA just bringing in some deer here, having 2 fishing ships already out, and being thus a little bit ahead of ACCM here. Villager count is though quite equal, so nothing too fancy or strange going on right now. Nice luring of the deer here by K4SVA.
Yes.
Where does the score difference come from? Like,
it'll be scouting.
Scouting?
Yeah.
It's the scouting of.
Yeah, ACCM Scout has come forward and he's basically scouted most of.
Oh, look at K4SVA's scouting.
I mean, his scouting's off, but he's been pushing Darren, so there's a trade-off happening.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like to a certain degree, it makes sense. You want to know where you wall, you want to know your resources, and then you just want to go as fast to feudal age as possible. It is a bit greedy though, because I would argue that if ACCM would go for a drush here, and then, well, it could maybe make a little bit of problems. On the other side, like you have so much food income that you can guarantee basically that your scouts are coming through, and then you can deal with drush and everything like that fairly easily. So, well, I like Kasva's approach so far, though it might be a little bit risky with the no scouting whatsoever. Unusual.
It's a bit risky, but he wants to, of course, be using his bonus to full effect. Maybe milling it would have been okay, but both players hitting
walk me through.
now.
What do you think? How should ACCM play this? How should he play this?
Well, I think he opens scouts. I would also like to see him trying to contest the water on the other side. If he can get rid of the fish of Kasva, it's going to make it a hard time for him going later into the game, as we see another scout engagement with a spearman coming in. And then, of course...
Can I point something out?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Like, they have the same feudal age time, so there's no Mongol scout rush action going on. If you look at the resources, of Kasva. My goodness, does he have food?
He does.
Holy moly.
If he wanted to, he could just yeah, he's very housed. If he wanted to, he could probably go up pretty soon, but it's unlikely. Probably wants to get a sustainable lead.
Honestly, I would like that. I would like him to just go, like he has a stable, go for a market, sell a little bit, and go up to Castle Age to just get some knights out and let ACCM rock there a little bit. You have the resources and you have the surprise, and at the moment you don't have any advantage despite of having more resources than ACCM, and you have inferior military at this very moment.
He does have a galley on the top strip of water though, so he's going to be able to probably deny that.
Oh, does he deny that dock? Oh no!
No, he stopped.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, the dock goes up.
That's a bummer. On the other side, ACCM checks the whole coastline, making sure that this doesn't happen. But this could be deciding like that he gets challenged here on this side. That could be very important.
T90 would be very happy. There's a wolf assisting in that fight against the spearman.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the wolf got the kill then.
Doink! Out of as for dying. Oh no, that fight. Oh yeah, that fight is actually. That was well done. Like actually,
yeah, it was a good fight.
Kasva having the inferior force there, and ACCM not having the unit control to really do the necessary damage. And I thought, oh my god, he shouldn't take that fight, Kasva, but he did really well here, distributing the units exactly where they need to be.
He is chucking up a range at home,
and he has the resources to actually go up. Go up, Kasva, go up. What are you doing? Stop that villager. Go up. I'm feeling like MBL.
Yes. Oh, that galley on the top lake will be... Oh, it's not a lake, is it? A bit of water will go down. Yeah. Village is moving towards Kasva's base.
And the galley is down, and now he knows there will be a challenge on the water in queuing the fire galley in this moment, but also queuing the castle Age being already at 20% roundabout.
It will be a fast-ish castle. For
Indeed, also being fully walled. I like this approach, to be honest. He is fairly safe of the scouts here, can take his gold long enough, and that's all he needs to get into Castle Age and to just get him through this time that he hopes he gets over against the Huns. Has lost his army though, so army count wise Doesn't look too sharp. Also being 6 villages behind. So
6 villages.
that's a lot.
That is a lot at this stage.
And especially like it's like there's 3 on water, like he's also losing water. So yeah, this could very well get out of control here for Kazva.
I'm feeling the same
if
way.
He loses water like this.
I feel like he is going to lose water. It's 3 fire galleys to none. We'll get Castle Age advantage though. That's a T90 farm.
Somebody suggests that it could be even worth it for ACCM to build transports to get into those walls.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, I was absolutely thinking that. Does have that.
That would make sense to me. Yeah.
He is
honestly
building a second.
Which position do you like more?
Well, defensive castle for Kazva, and he will get Mangudai out. Depends if Kazva can get enough Mangudai out to be able to out micro the knights, then Kazva. But if not, ACCM. And well, if ACCM utilizes a transport ship, I would imagine it's basically game over.
I would say that
not like, game over, but you know.
yeah, I know. I would say that like if Kazva should get a second castle up and the necessary tax, like ballistics and stuff, then he's in a very, very good spot. But production-wise, until the second castle, Huns just have so much the edge there. Like, they can just overwhelm the Mongols, basically. So, but on the other side, Mongols have the camels, which is not to be forgotten. And this is such a tech advantage to Huns.
That is true. Maybe we'll see a camel
ACCM has
reaction.
Such an ego advantage. Oh my god.
He does have an uncontested bottom strip of water, so makes sense.
And even the top.
Well, yeah, that's now uncontested.
And also the Mongol player, Kazva, being on 1 TC. On the other side, Mr. ACCM being already on 2 TC, being on several docks. Adding the 3rd TC right now, going for the economic approach. Maybe thinking early imp is my time to shine and go in for this Cavalier route, and to just after a while go in and say, you know what, I don't care about your Castle Age 20 Mangudai because I just have like something like 60 Cavalier and you can have whatever you want. I'm just going to delete your TC.
Does look like that is going to be the case, especially with the low number of Mangudai coming out. There is a monastery coming up on that hill on the front for Kazva, so we will be looking to convert some knights. But I mean, if there's 30 plus of them, a couple monks is going to do bugger all.
Oh no. Okay, the knights are approaching. There are a lot of villagers coming out here. Probably not initially fought for the house. There's the resources for a second castle out there. I would have put that exactly where the monastery is, to be honest. But does he want to put it?
Is he going to come for? Yeah, I'm seeing that now. That's risky. I don't. If he's coming forward to castle drop, I don't. I mean, he can't see this, but I don't really like the positioning of that either. Because...
Well, he would take out the production, to be honest. And there would be a blow. He also would take out the gold. So it might be that...
Oh, that's a good choke point.
Doesn't shine upon us. Oh, yes.
That's a really good choke point. And he's also got a monk. So he's going to be able to convert one of the knights. We'll lose a villager, though, but doing this, you expect that. It does seem like the castle will go up. And
Castle
well,
will go up.
ACCM taking a pretty bad fight.
Wow.
Mangonel
What a
shot coming in.
turnaround.
Kaz bringing this back.
What a
Oh,
turnaround,
good Mangonel
honestly.
shots though.
The Mangonel shots are impressive, but the whole production is just not there anymore. Nice walling, nice positioning, very decisive approach here by Kasva. I like it because I would have said just some minutes ago that Kasva is probably done so for this game, but he's now adding a third town center. Suddenly he has 2 castles up, denying the production, going on 3 town centers, while there is not so much military anymore for Mr. ACCM here. This looks suddenly very rough.
He's checking up a 4th town center.
Also, this monk was so crucial to just
Yes.
like, secure that one flank.
If that monk isn't there, he doesn't save the villagers
Exactly.
building the castle. It was super smart by Kaz. Very well played.
Yeah.
And well, that castle now,
I mean,
basically,
population-wise, oh, sorry, please go ahead.
let's say the castle basically dictates the what comes out of the stables or when they do. Anyway, you were saying?
If you look population, you still see why ACCM has such a lead still, and it looks rough at the moment for ACCM, but this is only position-wise. Still, the longer the game goes, I would at the moment still give it to ACCM just because of the eco position.
Yes, I agree. Even with this strong of an eco lead, it is going to be very hard for Kasva to be able to push back. I feel like he realized that, which is why he came forward with the castle.
But like ACCM feeling forced into the skirmisher route, having done the ballistics already, producing elite skirmishers at the moment, going for defensive castle to secure the entrance there so that the Mangudai don't have such an easy reign, and going for the full Botkin arrow, padding archer armor. So feeling the pressure here definitely. So the position of Kasva is not to be counted out. Also Kasva going now for ballistics. Interesting, and also like if you see the knights of ACCM, they are not tagged very much. They just have the +1 armor upgrade and that's it. So not
true.
too much.
Has he forgotten about it, or is that a conscious choice?
It feels so conscious. It feels so conscious.
Because it's only +1 armor.
It's only +1. He doesn't go heavily into it, and it also, I don't know, like it feels like you wouldn't forget about everything like that. Also, like correct me if I'm wrong, but 120 HP does mean also no bloodlines, if I'm correct.
No, I think it does mean bloodlines.
Does it mean bloodlines?
I think it does.
Yes, he has bloodlines. He
Yeah.
has bloodlines, sorry. So he has bloodlines. Going up for the monastery. I think, like, it looks a bit shaky by ACCM at the moment. Looking a bit indecisive to what to go at the moment.
I definitely think he should commit with the skirms. They may not have the same ability as the Mangudai, but they can push them away at any moment, wherever they are. So he's currently making the right unit. I would like to see him still adding knights, perhaps. ACCM is on the way to Empower, and he's researching marauders. So
I mean, what do you think about Tarkins? He does at the second castle. What do you think about Tarkins steamrolling the Mongols?
Well, I feel like that it'd be fun to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's researching Marauders, so it looks like he is going to be going for said Tarkins. It's not something you see all too often.
It's so weird. He went so heavy into the skirmisher route, and now with barely any stables left and with barely any cavalry attacks, going Tarkins now.
I do see a
It looks a bit
Mangonel about.
indecisive. I don't know.
I see a Mangonel about for Kaz, so ACCM's going to need to be careful with his skirmishes. He's got it positioned quite nicely, actually, in the gate. If anything's to come forward, that Mangonel's just going to chip away at them. Now, I do see knights in Kaz's base.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it would have been because the warships would have taken down the fence.
Yeah. Now raiding the wood line here of Kasva, and
he's killing too many villagers.
And he's already 50 villages behind. This will be a steamroll. I think Kasva doesn't realize how far behind he actually is.
Yeah, losing water I think's been crucial. He lost so many vills.
I think he hopes that the score is a liar, but I think at this point it isn't.
Nah, ACCM is quite far ahead. Oh, he does as well. I was quite focused on the on how many villagers were killed. That's a very late reaction for Kasva.
He also doesn't have a third caster somewhere, so he just has one production. One production only, and
look at the number of stables being built by ACCM. It does seem like he's going to be committing to this Tarkin route, and well, if he can mass up enough of them, it's basically GG for Kasva. There's not going to be too much that Kasva can do about it. I mean, I'd like to see him scout this, as we've also got 4 rams and 2 trebuchets for ACCM. I'd like to see him scout it, which he does see it now. I'd like to see him drop some barracks.
And the elite Tarkins have the 8 pierce armor. They're basically elite eagle warriors on a horse, and they're just trying to shred now this 1 TC, and they just don't care. Like,
I mean, luckily for Kasva, they convert fast, but that's about the only. That's a consolation prize at the moment.
I mean, the Mangodite does 1 damage to the to a Tarkin, and
well, GG is called.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, some seconds behind you. GG is called indeed by Kasva. He knows this production that is coming in. He cannot hold, possibly. So yeah.
Not against Tarkins.
Interesting route to go Tarkins. I didn't count with the Tarkins, honestly. So they are interesting, and honestly, like, I think sometimes I liked Kasva's approach. I think the main failure was at the top water, actually, for his strategy, or what would you say?
Honestly, I think it was the galley not scouting the dock.
Yeah. Basically, that's it.
It's a little unlucky, but you should be scouting all the way to the edge of the map for sure, especially with players at this level.
And on the other side, he never challenged also. Like, there's 1 galley on the other side. There are several docks on the other side, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But he never challenged the fish, so I think he didn't count so much in the hybrid character of this map, and thus gave ACCM such an decisive lead.
Fish definitely being important. Yeah, you can clearly see that there.
Like, this was an economy win. Like, ACCM
for
having
sure.
nearly 2.5 times the food nearly double the wood. This is...
Oh. 17,000 to 7.
That is a number you don't see very often.
Not in a 1v1 at least. Maybe
No.
if Khmer's involved.
That is true. That is true.
Alright, well...
Alright, so decisive win here for ACCM. Looking good, looking halfway collected. So we see Kazua's home map the next, right?
Yes, which was Sunburn. Now I'm just going to change...
Sunburn. I've never seen that map. I'm so excited to see those new maps.
Have you never seen Sunburn before?
I don't think so.
Oh, you are in for a treat. Because...
I don't think so.
This is one of the high aggression maps I decided to add into the map pool. They played.
Oh, nice.
They played this during the Escape Champions League. I'm tempted to say Middle East stage. It's incredible map for 1v1, even better for team games, and you'll see why pretty soon. I just want to take a quick look back at the Civ draft, of course. So we saw Huns and Mongols. I don't know what Kasva plays here. I feel like ACCM's going to go with Franks. Now, you start with 3 berry patches, but I believe only 1 elephant. So Franks probably... Well, it's highly likely that Franks are the pick here for ACCM. He could obviously go for Spanish or Malians if he so chooses, but I feel like Franks is the better option. Kasva...
Well, I feel like for early aggression, if it's very open, then Berbers would be kind of the choice, right? I mean, like Chinese, they also have a good scout opening with the extra villagers, but Vietnamese I would rule out.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Vietnamese today. Just to be completely honest, I feel like he wants to save Chinese for Bedouins for sure. And yeah, I suppose that leaves Berbers. I would say it's an open map. Players start very close together, so anyway, we will. I will load into the second game. Pause it at the earliest possible moment.
I'm also ready for you.
Right, and
where you at?
I am at 1 second.
Okay. Me too.
Right. Counting down in 3, 2, 1, go. I will change the scene for my stream as well. Hello everyone, welcome to game 2 in this best of 3 series in round 1 of the Ayre Age League. The map is Sunburn, and as you can see, the players are very, very close together. So this game promises to have a lot of high aggression early on. Franks in the green to the bottom of, I won't say the bottom of the map because they start in the middle, but to the south of his opponent. We have ACCM in the green playing as the Franks as expected, and to his north we have Kasva in the red playing as the Berbers as expected, but I mean, he didn't really have any other choice. Oh, Kasva taking the elephant!
Do you see that?
Yes!
Do you see that?
Yes, Kasva! Oh.
He's like, I'm not messing around anymore.
Now, I don't think he... Oh, and he kills ACCM's scout!
He's killing the scout?
And stealing goats.
Can he keep the sheep? Can he keep it?
I
think he can.
This is awesome. This is why I chose to have this map in this tournament.
This is a horrendous start for AC. This is horrible. He has...
Oh,
he gets it. Sheep maybe gets a sheep. Oh,
no, Kasva kills it.
Oh god. Peter, man.
Oh,
Also
what a
pointing out
start.
something very interesting. Berbers have the faster villages, so they even can lure the boars from
Yeah.
very far away. Which are you have those elephants in the corner of the map.
That is
Looking very,
true.
very meaty. Oh god, this is looking horrible.
For ACCM at least, we'll see whether or not he can come back. Remember, he does have the extra berry bushes to play with. But I mean, if they get... Oh, Kaz is coming forward with a villager. Do not tell me he is. This is exactly why I chose this map.
Oh, he's saying no, Franks. You don't go for the berry approach here. Oh, Kazuha going full ham, and ACCM has to go over 9,000 to get this map back.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, I would have called a restart.
Yes, exactly. That would have been the moment where you say, "All right, guys, But
And we now see the second elephant coming in for Kazva, and well, ACCM super far behind.
I want to point something out, considering like the mentality,
Yeah.
and you don't see the second elephant coming in. Like it's already there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe ACCM says, okay, like I feel superior. I have far more experience than Kazva, and maybe he's just getting a little bit ballsy here to Kazva and saying, well, I can surely manage this, and trying his way and saying, well, okay, I'm playing maybe with a handicap, but I'm still trying, and maybe that could actually in the end up to play in Kazva's favor. So I'm really excited to see that. This is going to be very interesting.
Oh, he's coming forward with more villagers. Oh, okay. I was about to say ACCM coming forward with an outpost.
Is he overcommitting though? Is he overcommitting?
It depends on what he's doing. This village is coming out to join the party from ACCM. What does he want to do here? Super low HP scout that I feel like he would be better off keeping alive.
The villager fight, but like ACCM knew so early because he has this outpost here right in front.
Yes.
Of the Kazva's TC. Nice micro pulling out the low HP villager by Mr. Kazva with the faster villager is also.
Oh, good micro. Yes.
Nice micro.
And keeps the scout alive.
Very well done by Kazva. Kazva showing off. Really nice.
Who needs...
Nice map choice, Jason. Really
yes.
Good.
Who needs
Who needs Arabia anyway?
Yeah. Who needs military units? Just use villagers.
Yeah.
I thought Incas would actually be picked quite a lot for this map. But so far we haven't seen them at all.
Which one? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Oh, Incas for this map.
Incas,
yeah. But I mean, if all the aggression's going to happen in Dark Age, Berbers for sure are better. He's coming forward with more villagers. He's not going to win these villager fights. He's throwing away villagers. Is he? Don't tell me is he throwing?
I mean, he's 3 villages ahead, and ACCM pulls out more villagers than Kazva. So in the end, it seems to be a win for Kazva, but it's so wild.
Now I did notice that he's come back with that villager. He got pushed away on the berries on the left side. We will lose that villager.
Yeah.
And well, quick walls of sorts.
Oh wow, ACCM flexing.
Well,
who is locked in here with whom is the question.
Well, neither, because they've both built houses.
Yeah.
Kazva takes down the first outpost, but ACCM's like, no, I'll just build another. Or it keeps the scout alive.
And somebody in my chat asking whether I think the Berbers choice was just made for this, and I think very much. Like, I think for the ball luring and for the food control in the early game, for those +% in in movement speed and just for the contesting of the villager fights.
For sure.
Ooh.
Kaz were up. Actually, both players up now.
Both players up, but Kasva being up earlier. And I'd be interested, like, how does he distribute now his villagers also on the map? I'm curious why no one has gone to the food, like to the elephants in the corners.
Yeah, we didn't see that too much in the qualifiers either. I guess,
I mean,
maybe thinking about it for later on, they're only on the... I mean, they're in the very far right-hand corner, but they're predominantly on the left, aren't they?
they are up and down as well.
True. Oh yeah, I mean, like on the left side of the strip in the middle. So yeah.
And like ACCM going on stone are thinking of probably a tower defense, probably guessing that he is a little bit behind in the feudal age race, getting the barracks up, having also nearly forested nearly 2 patches of berries. The third one is completely blocked, so where do you go now for food sources? Maybe now is the time to actually head down to the elephants. And the stable is up.
It will be in the back of his mind for sure. He has a villager going for a wander on the left side. He's outposting the berries. Maybe he takes Kaz's berries. I mean, from everything we've seen in this game so far, it wouldn't at all surprise. Is that
on the right side?
Just
this
passing?
Is so wild. Like, ACCM is towering the gold of Kasva, and Kasva is towering the stone of ACCM. And,
it's a one villager tower though, so it's not going to go up, especially with that archer about.
And we also see an archer range against the stable, and I would say Frank's stable should have the edge.
Yes, especially with the
height.
height.
It's quite a while, so I like the choice of ACCM in the end a little bit more, but he's in danger again to lose a village. Oh, did it move the...
Oh, just in time. Just in time.
Holy moly. Just doink it.
He got the tower up on
God,
the left hand side as well. Kaz's scout finally dying.
And the tower also getting rid of the berry patch here for Kasva, and Kasva not being in such a commanding spot anymore.
Second tower being built by ACCM. He does bring his scouts onto the left hand side as well. We'll look to apply lots of pressure.
And
good quick calls coming up
forward, like Kasva doesn't wanna have a part of this, but I don't know whether he is putting just so much now.
There's a spearman involved in this fight on the left hand side.
Like, there are 2 towers here, so this is going to be expensive.
I think
like,
that
all those villagers pulled, villagers dying.
That tower will go down. In fact, I mean, there's only 2 scouts here for ACC. He's bringing more villagers. What is this game?
And somebody pointing out that, like, I'm also surprised that, and I'm actually surprised by both, but by Kasva more, that they just didn't lure more boars. Like, it's such a free and fast resource of food that, and the amount of villager time they sacrificed with their villager fights maybe should have been easier used with a little bit less aggressive sense. I think this map might lure you into false sense of I have to go like hyper aggressive in Dark Age, where that might not necessarily be so much the case that you cannot lure the balls and use this Berber Sif bonus. What do you like? Do you think Kasra has been too aggressive or just the right amount?
It's hard to say really, because he's in the lead, but you're right. He's slowly losing. I feel like he's slowly but surely losing control of this game, maybe if he did go for the elephants at the top, for example, they seem to be the ones that are closer to him, then maybe he could have had much more of a lead coming into feudal age.
If you look in ACCM's base, there's also a nice little raid of Kasva going on. Like, it's really hard to tell because also ACCM lost a lot here with all the stone he lost and 2 towers and scouts and stuff. But
I think the only time I've seen players going for these extra elephants is when I think it was Aladushek got trashed or something, or douched, and so he relocated his town centre to one of the corners. And that's the only time I've seen this be these elephants being utilised in this tournament, at least.
Yeah. So villager count is still super close. Like, we are 38 to 37 villagers. Kasva has 14 military to 6, so he seems to be in the lead there. There are skirmishes starting to get out by ACCM, who is now losing a scout in his base again. And now maybe it's the time for Kasva to think about adding a stable and also getting some scouts out, where ACCM is putting up a new tower to pressure the gold of Kasva again.
There are a couple of spearmen being pests there.
I think Kasva at the moment doing a better job playing the map, like, just for the moment. I don't know how it turns out with the gold. Like, it's always, it feels like in Ocean, it swaps, like, who is in domination on the right side and on the left side is changing all the time. Whoever is gaining domination on one side is losing it on the other side.
Yeah.
But I think Kasva is at the moment doing a bit of a better job here with the map control, and
Well, he seems to be the one dictating where the fights are, basically.
yeah.
Now, there isn't actually too much happening on the left side, as I say that. 5 Frankish scouts do come across, and we'll probably pick off a villager or 2 if Kaz is not paying attention, which he isn't.
This is hurting. But this is also caustic because, like, every time, like, it was not long ago that we said, oh yeah, Kaz is slowly losing control of this game,
Yeah.
and now we said he is in control much better, and now he's losing control of this game again.
Yeah.
Like, this is so
It's
back
very-
and forth, it's so close.
Very back and forth indeed. ACCM did lose a scout there, but I mean, I think the 3 villages he picked off is worth more.
There's a stable coming up now for Kasva, as predicted, and he is much closer. Resource-wise, he's much closer to going to
In fact,
Castle Age.
he's
and
just clicked it now.
Just clicked it.
And well, ACCM, from what I can see, is nowhere near. Maybe some market. They can't even really use any market play to get
Yeah.
up.
And I think Berbers are actually like such a nice counter pick to Franks. Like, technically, again, I would give the Civ-wise, I would give the pick to Kasva because they just have the cheaper units. They also have the camels and
Sure.
really good camels. They have the camel riders if you can get to them. So I would technically give it to Kasva here. But also last game, ACCM showed us, well, I don't care about Civ advantage, I just steamroll. So let's see what he has prepared here for us now on the left-hand side in Kasva's base. He's showing what he wants to present us.
Now, for the entire time that Kaz was going up, ACCM will gradually get a little bit of a villager advantage, but I mean, that'll be mitigated once extra TCs come up, so... And it'll be mitigated even further when ACCM clicks up, which seems very close.
And it happens at the moment what you expect of when you go up in age. You lose in map control if the other one doesn't get up the age, because you can still produce villages, you can still produce units.
Yeah.
While you just invested 800 food and 600 or 200 gold, which are not in units. But now you have the Baradin, and he is also so sure of being able to get up the castle. And once he would get up the castle, he can take back control of the right side of the map, while the left side seems to be at the moment stabilized a little bit.
Yes, it's very, very peaceful on that side for sure. At the moment, I'm keeping an eye on it though.
I want to give a question from my chat to you, Jason.
Okay.
What unit composition would you say? I said like the Berbers have the edge civilized. What should the Franks go for, in your opinion?
If Kazwa was to go the expected camel route, as we see a castle drop-ish, if he's to go the camel route, it's hard to say. Depends on whether or not ACCM can get it up. But I mean, pikes, obviously, for things like knights and camels. I was contemplating throwing axe, but I'm not sure how well they do against camels. With knights coming out now, I definitely think pikes are the better option for sure. And then,
what do you do against the camel archers?
Skirmisher.
Yeah, skirmisher. I would also maybe it is pointed out, like by my chat, also pikeman siege. What would you say to that?
Well, pike siege could be good actually. Getting getting a few mangonel shots off against camel archers, assuming he makes camel archers, that could be very deadly, of course. Do see a monastery coming up from the Frank player, so we will see some conversions probably. I feel like it's important to note that these knights are unupgraded.
Yeah, that's very important to know. So we don't have actually Kazva opting in for the knight route completely. Those are vanilla knights, and I would say I like the monastery choice. Some knights you can always promote, but I also agree with the chat. Like pikeman siege is probably whenever, like, I had this matchup 2 times, and pikeman siege is exactly what I opted for. And one time I won, one time I lost, so it's still hard to execute. I would still give the Berbers the edge, but this is probably the one that you have the most chances with. Like, you have the Onager, you have just the Capram, which is not ideal, but you also have the Bombard Cannon as the Franks.
True.
So this is probably the route to go for with the pikemen or halberdier support there.
We are seeing camels come out now. That'll be to counter the knights, of course. Still not upgrading his cavalry. They don't even have bloodlines.
Like, this is a mistake. This is clearly a mistake in my opinion. When you have like 6 units, you have camels, you have knights. Like, no, he's going double monastery as a Franks. That is also super interesting. It's very micro intensive, but if you get like 4, 6 camels or so,
I mean,
this could be interesting.
That monk going down, not getting that conversion in. How well do monks do against camels? I mean,
they're doing good. They're doing good. Like, especially if you have knights as a meat shield. Like,
true.
Camels counter knights, but not that extreme. That you, with some monks, you cannot turn the tides immediately.
There's that camel archer. I feel like that's in response to the monks.
Exactly, and it's a good response. Like camel archer, I think it is so hard to stop that. Like, even with the pikeman siege, it's so hard to stop that.
We'll see what ACCM can do here.
Some knights here. Oof. And now coming a defensive castle up for Kasva.
Is it defensive or aggressive? I mean,
okay, fair point.
he deletes it.
Oh wow, look at those, like I'm placing castle. No, I am placing a castle.
I see.
I'm placing a castle.
ACCM gets it. And it's bringing a lot of villagers forward to build it.
Wow, but this is a really costly. He has 5 monks, and at the moment, where are the camel archers? Are they sitting below the tower, fighting against skirms? And
that's not ideal.
Not doing really much. That's not ideal. Like you should have taken the cavalry and brought it around right here, where the camel archers are. You need them to fight together against knights and monks. And I also think the Frankish monks are on the way. They don't have redemption, and they don't have another attack that I don't have in my mind right now. But they have really strong a lot of attacks. Oh, look at those conversions! Look at those conversions!
Very good.
Like it was less than I hyped it a bit too much.
I thought there was going to be a few more actually.
Yeah. But he just throws away at the moment. His cavalry archers, they are also going down to the tower. He lost 2 more, and at the moment, ACCM grinding his way up there.
He's dropping another castle. This one's actually aggressive. You can say that definitively.
And again, like, look at the economy numbers. I think we found the Achilles heel of Kasra in those 2 games, and when he rewatches that, he will probably see exactly the same thing. ACCM simply has 30 more villagers, and then it doesn't matter whether you have the better unit composition, because you just get overwhelmed by no matter what.
Yeah, the eco's now definitely in favor of ACCM for sure. That's a big difference at this stage in the game.
I mean, again, Kasva relying on the unique units. Again, he's relying on the castles. And if you say, okay, like, you have the superior eco means probably earlier Imperial Age, then it means earlier traps. It might mean earlier bombard cannons if he opts to go in for those. And if he doesn't lose complete map control until then, that means he loses castles, and when you lose the castles, you just cannot make the camel archers anymore.
Yeah, maybe looking a bit grim.
Oh.
Good couple conversions coming in here. Actually, there was 3, and actually he's gonna kill what I presume is all of those.
So this is like
gets out
5
with 1.
camel archers traded against 3 monks, was it, that died?
I think so, yeah. The rest of them go into the town centre, they did.
I would
see that siege workshop coming up as well.
It's a win for ACCM. There's a siege, yeah, exactly, siege workshop. Let's look at the resources. Yeah, ACCM is opting for Imperial Age.
For sure. He's just trying to get his way there.
And there's, in Kasva's space, a little raid going on. Kasva doesn't see it immediately, but ACCM simply retreat, get in, get out.
Something I've noticed throughout the series, that Kasva's reactions to ACCM's raids have been a little bit late.
Yeah. And it's also, like, ACCM doing a good job with just letting some skirmishers run on the southeastern side of his base, so that he just keeps this part of the map control with actually just such a low investment, and it doesn't feel like Kasva has a really good way into ACCM space.
He's in at the top, killing a few villagers, getting rid of that wood line, but I feel like he's just running through.
It just feels too little, too low. It just feels like he's 12 to 28 military, he's 71 to 99 eco. It just feels Kasva from Castle Age on, from later Castle Age, when he has to adapt, when he has to make decisions. The experience shows, like you said in the beginning.
Yeah.
ACCM just having this tournament experience.
I
Yeah.
was just thinking, does he call it as soon as Imperial Age gets in? But no, he calls it now. Perhaps
Calls
realizing
it
that he
even
is
before.
too far behind. That does
Yeah.
put ACCM ahead, 2-0, taking the series actually.
Wow. I'm surprised by Kasper calling it here. Like, I thought that at least he will hold on until the enemy has a Age. And I'm also surprised that he didn't go more heavy into the cavalry route and maybe opting in even for like janitors camels or something like that against the pike, the expected pike counter from the Franks. And because also janitors, like, you can go against the monks with some janitors. That's not a big problem.
Actually, that
Um,
probably would have been a better choice than going
I
camel
think so.
archers, because well
I
then
think so.
he's not relying on the castles. He doesn't really need to worry about the Imperial Age too much from ACCM. Yeah, I mean Imp's still a big thing, right? But it's not as big with the threat of bombard cannon or trebuchets coming out. I also
And he never really secured his map that properly that he could deal with ACCM's raids. Like ACCM could deal with Castle's raids. I think ACCM just doing a better job there with the map control all. But I also have to give props to Kasva. Like, he did a very good game.
oh, yeah, of course,
Entertaining.
that was an incredible start.
Yeah.
To be fair to both players, I don't know how you play on from there. I mean,
Yeah.
losing your only nearby bit of hunt, and then losing sheep, having your berries walled in when that's the reason you pick your civ. Well, most of the berries. At least you didn't get the berries on the other side. Very well played, indeed, by ACCM to come back from that for sure.
And very entertaining by Kasva. I think he might have been a little bit over aggressive. He should sometimes see like where do I maybe overcommit to some aggression? Where should I maybe just simply add some economy? But very entertaining games. Props to Kasva, props to ACCM. Nice of him to take the win 2-0 against Kasva. And yeah, what do you have to add? What would you say to the series, maybe?
I mean, even though it was a 2-0, I'm very happy that players are still like experimenting with their map picks. Right, I wouldn't expect Casva to pick Sunburn later on in the tournament, but maybe ACCM will, seeing as he had such an incredible comeback on it. Sunburn is one of those oddball maps. Same with Bedouins. So
Yeah, so
happy to see these in.
Walk my chat maybe please through because Kasva is not out. Like, this is not a single elimination tournament, right? So
Correct.
How does he proceed?
I think going into the next round, where he would face the loser of Kapoch versus Say My Name, so it's a much more. I think that's the match he goes into. It's a much more even playing field, with all due respect to all players. I think he definitely he watches the Rex from Kapoch versus Say My Name, which, as I mentioned earlier to my stream, it's going to be happening later on in the week. I feel like it would be smart for Casva to try and play around what Say My Name has been doing previously, because although in saying that, because we all know Casva's a very, very strong player for sure. I feel like this series minus the starts, may not have been the best representation of what Kazza could do. So
Like, he's definitely one of, like, he's shown an insane micro. He's shown a very good awareness. Maybe a bit over microing, maybe a bit under macroing.
Yeah, true.
And I think so that if he should advance like after the next round, then he was still a force to be reckoned with. But like this is so nice also about the tournament that like he has the second chance and he's just not out because of like 2 maps.